We are following breaking news out of Pasco County where deputies say an 8-year-old student at Hudson Elementary School was found with a loaded handgun in their backpack, a loaded gun in their backpack that was brought to Hudson Elementary School. Fortunately, we're being told that nobody was injured, but still a startling discovery nonetheless. Hey there, everybody. JB Buno here with you live on WFLA Now. This is going to be a story that's going to frighten just about everybody, but parents especially if you're a parent of a student that goes to Hudson Elementary School in western Pasco County. I'll read the story here for you, everybody. Pasco deputies, they are investigating an incident involving a student bringing a gun to an elementary school on Thursday, that being today. The sheriff's office telling 8 on Your Side that an 8-year-old student, 8 years of age, brought the loaded handgun to Hudson Elementary today. Investigators saying that the gun was found inside the student's backpack. Fortunately, no one was injured in the incident. Details very limited at this time, but there is now an active investigation underway to find out exactly how this transpired and what took place, not just at the student's home, but also how the gun was discovered. We are anticipating a 5 o'clock press conference to be finding out a lot more about this story and how this was able to happen, again, at Hudson Elementary School in Pasco County. Shannon Johnson in the comment section. I know we have a lot of commenters here joining us, but most of you are noting the age. Yes, 8 years old. An 8-year-old student bringing a loaded handgun inside of a backpack to the school in Pasco County. We do not know how the gun was discovered. We don't know if the student was the one who put the gun in the backpack. We don't know if there was another way that it was found to be in the backpack, or whether or not if it was deliberately brought into the school, if it was an accidental, a case of an accident taking place. We really don't know. We don't know who the student is, the parents, whether administrators found it or whether or not other students were alerted to it. But we're being told that an active investigation is currently underway for the student allegedly bringing an 8-year-old gun, a handgun that was loaded, a loaded handgun inside of a backpack to Hudson Elementary this Thursday, October 24th, 2019. So one more time, We're live with you right now. It's 3:22 Eastern Time. We're live with you now to alert you to this story. It is the end of the school day for much of the Tampa Bay area, but we're alerting you to this story because a 5 o'clock press conference will be getting underway in about, 98 minutes from now. That 5 o'clock press conference that is going to be held by the Pasco County Sheriff's Office, and we expect to learn a whole lot more information as to how this transpired, how this was able to happen. Again, an 8-year-old student bringing a loaded gun into Hudson Elementary School. I know that we're getting a lot of comments here in the comment section. Amelia, I'm sorry, asking what county. It's Pasco County. Let's see here. Teresa asking, why are the dates on the billboard here from May? This is archive video. This is file video. This is the only file video that we have of Hudson Elementary. This is from one of the few stories that we did at Hudson Elementary. So this is not current video, but we plan to have current video. We just found out about this story really in the last 6 or 7 minutes or so. This is breaking news in the sense that we just learned about it from a release from the Pasco County Sheriff's Office. So we were able to quickly grab some file video from our last story at Hudson Elementary. Actually, this is video from a time when there was, I believe, a breakout of an illness at Hudson Elementary, but this was from, I think, 1 or 2 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. So this is not current video. This is archive video, but we plan to have new video for you as soon as our crews get to the scene. I believe that Eagle 8 HD is also going to be part of our team coverage tonight on News Channel 8, finding out exactly how this managed to happen. Teresa Whitford saying in the comment section, every school needs metal detectors. Sad, but much needed for safety. Florida, of course, I'm not going to go into the particulars, but Florida, of course, knows all too well with Parkland what has transpired in this state regarding gun violence in schools. And I know that there are a lot of parents out there who believe that more needs to be done. We've talked a lot about guardianships and how there are now armed personnel on school campuses across the state of Florida. And there are some people out there who believe that still more needs to be done to protect our students, especially when we have stories like this continuing to occur. This is an elementary school, not a middle school or a high school or a college, an elementary school. Young students, and an 8-year-old student at Hudson Elementary was found with a loaded handgun inside of their backpack. And that's really the extent of what we know at this time. Joseph Still, a WFLA Facebook fan, commenting on our Facebook page, was it loaded and was it a revolver? It was loaded, but we do not know the type of gun. We're being told that it was just a handgun. I will do my very best. You can use the hashtag HeyJB to get my attention in the comment section. We have so many comments that come in so quickly, and if you use hashtag HeyJB, I can actually see some of the questions come in a little bit more clearly, and I can try my very best to answer some of the questions that you have. But again, we are at the mercy of what has been announced by the Pasco County Sheriff's Office, and at this time, it is a very limited release of information, and I'll read some of that information here to you. Let me see. I'll bring up the exact release here one more time. October 24th, 2019, student brings loaded gun to elementary school, Hudson Elementary. That is the title of the email. And it reads, Pasco Sheriff's deputies are investigating an incident where a student brought a loaded handgun to school. No one was injured in the incident. Preliminary information indicates the 8-year-old Hudson Elementary student had the gun in a backpack. The investigation continues. Media availability for a Pasco detective supervisor will be at 5 o'clock p.m. today at the Pasco County Sheriff's Office Media Room in Newport Richey. From Kevin Dahl, PIO, 3 p.m. today. So that is the information that we have right now. Nancy Lyons asking a very good question. Is the school on lockdown? We have no information that leads us to believe that the school is on lockdown or ever was on lockdown. Of course, we're at the end of the school day here across the Tampa Bay area. The moment that a school is placed on lockdown, the media is made aware of it by area public information officers, by the school district itself, whoever the public information person is for the school board or the school district. And we have not received any information about a school being placed on lockdown anywhere in the Tampa Bay area today, let alone here at Hudson Elementary in Pasco County. So hopefully that answers your question there, Nancy. Again, anybody else with any questions that I can try to answer, you can use the hashtag HeyJB to kind of get my attention here in the very, very busy comment section. I'll try to read some more comments here. Tiffany Howell in the comment section saying, we taught our son very young, if he saw a gun, run out of the room, yell gun, and find the nearest adult. Never know what our children are going to face when they are not with us. ... From Tiffany Howell in the comment section on WFLA's Facebook page. It's a conversation that's being had at younger and younger ages. It seems like every year with all of the gun violence that we've seen, not just out of schools, but in schools here in the state of Florida and elsewhere across the country. So students are being taught. There are now workshops being put into place, and it's being part of a lot of schools, usually at the beginning of the school year, but sometimes even more recurring than just at the beginning of the school year, where conversations are had with students inside the classroom to what they should do in the event that a firearm is found on campus, or whether or not there is an active shooter. So that conversation is beginning to be had, but there are a lot of folks out there who believe that still more needs to be done, not just in the state of Florida, but across the country. Vicky Antonakos, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, Vicky, a WFLA top Facebook fan. Vicky saying, hashtag HeyJB, maybe the child was being bullied at school. We can't speculate. We don't have that information, Vicky, but I think that a majority, if not everybody, in the comment section here would agree that that students get bullied every day. It's wrong, but students get bullied every day, and that is not any type of an excuse to bring a gun to school. There is no excuse in the world as to why you should bring a gun to school. The only person who should have a gun in school is an armed guardian or a armed member of law enforcement or personnel at the school itself that is trained and lawfully allowed to have that particular gun on campus. And the only time that gun should ever be used is to stop somebody else from doing harm, inflicting harm on others. Let's see here. Hashtag HeyJB from Cliff. Take the guns of the parents, find them and jail them, and get help for the child. I would imagine that this is this is obviously not a legal gun being held by an 8-year-old student. This is a gun that if the 8-year-old did deliberately bring the firearm to the school, it could have come from a family member. It could have come from a friend or a big brother or sister, or we're not exactly sure where it came from. But if it did come from the parents, the question then becomes, should the parents be held accountable? I think that most people out there would say that the parents absolutely have to be held accountable. We have our rights as Americans to be able to legally own and possess firearms, but being able to prevent that firearm from falling into the wrong hands, especially into the hands of an 8-year-old student, has to be of paramount importance. And I think everybody out there would agree with that. Phyllis in the comment section saying hashtag HeyJB, who found the gun? That was one of the first questions that we asked Phyllis, and we're still waiting to find that out. Again, the 5 o'clock press conference is when we're going to be able to ask a lot of these questions to the Pasco County Sheriff's Office and find out exactly how the gun was discovered, why the gun was brought into school. Was it an accident? Was it deliberate? Was there an intended purpose for that gun? How a 8-year-old student has a gun to begin with? All of these questions we're able to ask, and we hope that you join us back here on WFLA Now at 5 o'clock when that press conference gets underway in less than 90 minutes from now. WFLA top Facebook fan Jennifer Russell saying the owner of that gun needs to be held accountable. Kai Hughes saying the gun had to be too easy to get to. Nancy says the parents need to lose custody and to be put in jail. So there are a lot of people out there who really do believe that that there need to be really stiff penalties in this country, stiff punishment for parents who allow their legally owned firearm to fall into the hands of their children and make it into schools. There's been a national dialogue about that very topic, and I know that when we have stories like this and we present it to you, we present you with the latest information. I know that the comment section just lights up with talk about how parents need to be held accountable. But again, it's very important, everybody. We're on social media. We're reacting to news that we just found out about 12 or 13 minutes ago. I mean, this is brand new information, so it's very important to not rush to conclusions. Let's wait for this 5 o'clock press conference where we can learn more from deputies as to what transpired today for this student at Hudson Elementary. Everybody, we are going to get going here on WFLA Now. Again, I'm JB Buno, and we've been streaming this breaking news here for you on WFLA.com, the WFLA app, and WFLA's Facebook page, where you've been able to comment along here with us. Return at 5 o'clock if you want more in the story, because that is when we're going to be hearing from the Pasco County Sheriff's Office here on WFLA Now in regards to, again, the breaking news that we found out about 20 minutes ago or so. An 8-year-old student found with a gun in their backpack at Hudson Elementary. No one hurt, no incident taking place, but a startling discovery nonetheless of a loaded handgun being found inside the backpack of an 8-year-old student at Hudson Elementary. We'll be back at 5 o'clock here on WFLA Now with the very latest from Pasco County. Everybody, thanks so much for being with us.